Wow, I'm glad you made it all the way to this video. You sure you watched all those up there? Every single one? Because this is just an add-on to it. This is about how to control the conversation with a prospect. And it's quite complex, but you know already, if I could learn it, anybody can, even you. So I've gathered this information over a quarter century in the industry, and I wish I knew this early, just as you're learning it. But here we go. Of course, in order to sell a person on something and persuade them to your way of thinking and get them to the point where they make an informed choice, you need to have them in a receptive frame of mind, because the opposite will never get us anywhere. If they're not in a receptive frame of mind, you could be offering them a gold bar for $20 and they're not receptive. And so there is a way to get a person in a receptive frame of mind. It doesn't necessarily guarantee it's going to work 100% of the time, but certainly more often than the old way of doing things. And it's, as I said earlier, it's complex because it works with people's strengths and weaknesses. First of all, believe it or not, many, if not most people, confuse a strength with a weakness. For example, a bully thinks he's powerful. He thinks that's a strength, when ironically it's really a weakness. A bully has the arrogance of power and has a need to control other people. Well, anybody with that need, allowing them to guide their lives, it's a weakness. They're covering up a weakness by overcompensating, by demonstrating bully behavior. It happens with a conversation as well, where people who have a need to control the conversation are never going to let you speak, and they won't be receptive if you interrupt them, of course. But that's a weakness if they need to control the conversation. So I have a way. It's almost like judo. You know, in judo, the expert uses the weight of the opposing person or the adversary against him. And so in these kinds of presentations or conversations with a person, I have a rule of thumb. Never answer an unasked question. If you can control yourself in that regard and not answer an unasked question, therefore you avoid A, becoming a talking head, and B, making the person feel that you're bulldozing over them, that you're dying to get some information to them, and they'll even become they'll play even hard to get. It's a little game with weak people. And so I never answer an unasked question, and of course I ask questions. And when they ask a question, don't forget, everybody prioritizes. So the question they ask is disclosing what's important to them, and that's most important to us, because what we think is important to them is irrelevant. What's relevant is what is important to them, and if we'll just shut up long enough, they will tell us exactly what's important to them by asking questions, and most of the time they're questions you don't even expect. Not that you don't have the answers, you have the answers, but you didn't think they were that important to that person. But let's not try to pretend to know the dynamics of the prospect's life. Let them ask us the questions, and let's face it, if they don't ask the questions that you want them to ask in this encounter, it's not the last time you're going to speak to them. Therefore, it takes the pressure off. You don't have to close them there and then because you're in a relationship business. This is for a lifetime, potentially. Because don't forget, in one of my businesses, I joined it in, let me think, September of '85. And I'm still with the company. They still send me checks, and I still deal with the people couple of decades later. So if you think long term, you'll be more relaxed in the short term. See you soon.